Welcome back, everyone. My name is Emma. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thanks for finding it and giving me a shot. If you are a returning practitioner, thank you so much for coming back and hopefully subscribing to my channel. If you like this video, I'll give you to the end. Give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And I love when you guys tag me. If you practice with me, tag me on Instagram, whatever, reach out. It's really nice to see and build a sense of community. So I so appreciate that. Share with your family and friends. That's the best way to support my channel. So today's class, let's go ahead and get started on our backs. So I want you to lie down and hug your knees in. So this should feel pretty nice on your lower back. If it doesn't, please feel free to make any sort of adjustment that you need. You can grab on top of your shins, you could grab behind your hamstrings, or grab one of your wrists, kind of like what I'm doing, and just add a little bit of a rock side to side. Starting to massage out your lower back. Now, as you start to kind of massage out your lower back, start to draw some circles. Just go one direction. Keep your knees together. Just go one direction. And the other. And we'll meet with the knees into the chest. Now start to circle the knees away from each other. So big circles. You'll feel a nice opening, awakening through your inner thighs. And then go the opposite direction with that as well. Start to find a rhythm with your breath, full inhales, full exhales. Let's draw the knees together. Keep your right leg in, extend your left leg all the way. Flex your left foot, squeeze your right knee in towards your armpit, and then extend your right leg straight up. Try peace sign fingers to your big toe and bend the knee if you need to. So I want you to grab your big toe, and if you can't do that with the leg straight, that's okay. Bend the knee kind of like a half happy baby. If your leg is straight, also great. Pull your right shoulder back down towards the mat, tuck your chin in, and then really try to pull that right leg towards you. I'm gonna have you pick your head and shoulders up off the mat. Pull your belly button down towards your spine. Keep stamping your left heel forward. Now release the grip with your right hand and stretch both arms forward. Keep your shoulder blades off the mat. Keep squeezing your right thigh to pull that leg towards you. Stay here or lift your left leg up also for 3. Look towards your left foot. 2. 1.5. 1, slowly lower, head, shoulders down. Take a big full body stretch. Right leg meets left, arms overhead. And hug left knee into your chest, squeeze. Flex your right foot, so right leg nice and active. You'll feel your inner thigh spiral towards the mat, stamp your heel forward. Take your left peace sign fingers and grab your big toe. Again, your leg does not need to be straight. You can put a generous bend into your knee, but I want your left shoulder to come back down towards the mat. Keep your right leg active as well, and then we'll lift the head and shoulders up. Now maybe you try to straighten the leg a little bit more. Squeeze your lower abdominals. Feel your belly button pull back and in. Release the grip, but keep squeezing that leg towards you. So you have to squeeze your left thigh muscle, stretch your arms forward, maybe lift your right leg up off the mat, hover it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, left leg meets right, arms overhead, big inhale. Exhale, knees into your chest, rock up and down the length of your spine. We'll meet in a tabletop position and move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Cross over your ankles, take your time stepping back, and we'll start to move. On an inhale breath, arch your back, lift your tailbone, and look up. On your exhale, round your back, tuck your chin in, look for your belly button. Again, on your inhale, cow pose, arch. On your exhale, round. Find your breath here, a nice even and full breath. So when you feel like you're breathing fully, you might actually slow it down a little bit. Usually we're not using enough of our lungs, maybe only 30–40%. So the breath is choppy or shallow. In our yoga practice, we try to deepen that, use our full lung capacity. Let's do 2 more. In turn, you're getting more oxygen into your bloodstream, speeding up recovery, reducing inflammation, getting all those nutrients into your fingers, toes, and other small parts of your body. We'll meet back in a tabletop. Extend your right leg out to the right, point your toes forward. This part's going to be challenging. I want you to lift your right leg up. Point your toes forward, flex your foot. Try to keep even pressure in your palms. Pull your belly button in. You've got it for 3, 2, 1. Right foot down. As you do that, shift the weight to your right hand and reach your left arm up. Exhale, thread your left arm through, palm face up, and walk your right hand forward. So thread the needle with the right leg extended to the right. Stay here or half wrap, right arm behind the back. Press the top of your left ankle down for 3, 2, 1. Gently put your right hand back beside your face. Press down and unwind. Stretch your left arm up. And put your left hand back down. Keep your right leg extended. Tuck your left toes and pick your hips up. So like down dog with the right leg out to the right. It's going to feel kind of nice. A gentle stretch on the right inner thigh. Press down evenly through your hands. Pick your right leg up. Try to keep it straight until your hips stack open, and then bend the knee, hips open to the right. Maybe roll out your right ankle if that feels good. Come to a down dog split. So the right leg is up, hips square. Take an inhale. On your exhale, I want you to bring your right leg out to the right, toes point forward like you did in tabletop. It'll be a little bit easier, but still challenging. Inhale, right leg back behind you. Exhale out to the right, toes point forward. Inhale back behind you. Exhale out to the right, toes point forward. Start to shift onto your left toes. Shift your weight forward. Start to bend your right knee as you step your right foot outside your right pinky finger for lizard pose. So a nice slow and controlled movement. Both hands inside your right foot. Maybe start to shift the weight a little bit forwards, backwards, bend and straighten into your legs. We'll drop the left knee to the mat, walk your right foot in just a little bit, and come up to a low lunge. Reach both arms up and relax your shoulders. Eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right, or bring your forearms together. On your inhale, lift your elbows and kind of curl back a bit. Pull your belly button in, look up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring your torso back through center. Tuck your left toes. As fluidly as possible, step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, lean back with your eagle arms. So you're in a standing back bend with eagle arms. Exhale, fold, release your arms. Take your feet out a little bit wider, about the width of your mat, pointing your toes forward. Bend your knees a lot. Feel free to grab opposite elbows or let your arms hang heavy. Find a gentle sway side to side. Switch the grip so the opposite arm is on top. If it feels good, shake your head out yes and no. Maybe rock a little bit side to side, forward, backward. Release your hands to the mat. Let's go inhale, lift up halfway. Bring your hands onto your shins. Flatten your spine, pull your chin in towards your throat. Exhale, fold, grab your ankles. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Put your hands down, step your left foot back, kind of like that lizard pose we were just in. Spin your left heel down and walk your hands over the top left corner of your mat for down dog lunge. Drop your head and look at your left heel. Try to get some space between your right thigh and your waist. Lengthen through your arms, active press. Walk your hands over to the left and adjust your feet into a wide leg fold. Squeeze your thigh muscles, line your fingertips up with your toe tips. Shoulders away from your ears. Imagine tipping your weight forward as you exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up halfway. Walk towards the back of your mat. Frame your left foot. Drop your right knee to the mat and step your left knee back to meet your right knee. So you're in a tabletop facing the back of your mat. Now, extend your left leg out to the left. Point your toes forward. This is going to be the challenging part. Lift your left leg up, but try to keep even pressure in your palms. Press the top of your right foot down. Breathe. Pull your belly button in for 3, 2, kind of like a scale, 1. As you put your left foot down, you'll shift some weight back into the left hand and reach your right arm up. Exhale, thread your right arm through. Palm face up, bring your shoulder and ear all the way down and walk your left hand forward. Press the top of your right ankle down. Stay here and breathe. Relax your right palm for 3. Maybe half wrap if you did other side. 2. 1 more breath. Gently put your left hand back down beside your face. Inhale, reach your right arm up and put your right hand down. Tuck your right toes, lift your hips up, keeping the left leg extended. Should feel like a nice stretch on your left inner thigh. Start to shift the weight into your right leg. Lift your left leg up. Keep your legs straight until your hips stack open, and then bend the knee, open up those hips. Just maybe roll out the ankle, the hip, whatever feels good. And then I want you to square off your hips. So down dog splits with the hips square. Flex your left foot, inhale. As you exhale, bring your left leg to the left. Try to point your toes forward. Bring that leg back behind you. Try to keep your hips at the same spot in space. Inhale, left leg out to the left. And send it back. Let's do 2 more. Out to the left. And back. Last one. Out to the left. Keep it there. Come high into your right toes. Start to shift your weight forward. Try to keep your legs straight until you need to bend it to step outside of your left pinky finger. So it's a really slow and controlled movement. We're meeting in a lizard pose. Feel free to bend and straighten. Move your hips forwards and backwards. Should be a little bit challenging in a different way. Let's drop the right knee to the mat. Wiggle your left foot in a little bit and find a low lunge. Reach both arms up. Eagle wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. On your inhale, lift your elbows and lean back. Stamp your left heel into the mat, light toes. Inhale. Lift your torso back up. Tuck your right toes as fluidly as possible. Step your right foot to meet your left foot and take a back bend with eagle arms standing. Exhale, fold, release your arms. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Take a generous step back with your right foot and spin your right heel down. Walk your hands 45 degrees to the right and drop your head. Look at your right heel and lengthen your arms. Think down dog with your arms. Active, intentional breath. Walk your hands over to the right, wide leg fold. If you'd like to grab your feet or ankles this time, please feel free. Squeeze your leg muscles. Feel the crown of the head sink towards the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, lengthen and fold. 1 more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Walk towards the front of your mat. Drop your left knee and step your right knee back to meet your left knee. Come up to stand on your knees for a gentle camel's pose. Bring your hands to your low back. Nudge your hips forward. Firm your glutes and lean back. Try to lift the back ribs up before you lean back so you're not just jumping into the low back. Press the tops of your feet down. On your inhale, lift back up. On your exhale, put your hands down and round your spine. Tuck your chin in, lengthen your arms. Cat pose. Tuck your toes and we'll press back to a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Take a big breath in and exhale. Lift your heels and look forward. Bend your knees. Step or jump your feet up to the top of your mat. On your inhale, lengthen halfway. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart center and release your arms down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Lengthen through your waist. Exhale, forward fold, dive. Finish your breath. Inhale, halfway lift, prepare. Exhale, put your hands down. Step back or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Squeeze your thighs. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Engage your leg muscles. Spread your fingers out. Make your breath full, even, and active. Relax the back of your neck completely. Feel some heat and warmth start to build in your body. Lift your heels up and look forward. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And by your side, we'll do one more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hands down, step or jump back, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, shoulders back, down your spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time. Heels drive towards the mat. Little bend in the knees is always a good thing. Don't want to round into your back if you don't have to. So bend the knees first. One more breath here. Heels up, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. All the way up to stand, reach your arms up. Hands to your heart and down by your side. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink back into your heels, light toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back, your palms pressing into an imaginary table. Roll the shoulders onto your back and lift your heels up. Press your ankle bones forward, squeeze your calf muscles. Toe stand, hands to the mat or hands to heart center. Drop your seat towards your heels. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Squeeze your ankle bones towards each other. Put a gentle tuck in your chin. Feel the back of your skull lift for 3, 2, Malasana, bring your knees out wide and walk your hands forward. If Malasana doesn't feel good today, grab a yogi squat, jump your feet out the width of your mat. If you're in Malasana, you're rounding your spine. Try to get the big toes to touch and the heels to touch. Once you have that, drop your heels in the direction of the mat. You might even walk your hands back underneath you, palms face up like you're gonna drop your seat back into your hands. Last 2. And 1. Hands on the mat. Step or jump back or Bakasana, knees to your armpits. Make a shelf with your elbows. Look forward. If you look back, you're gonna want a somersault. If you look forward, you're gonna be able to balance a little bit better. Lift one or both feet. Squeeze your inner thighs, lower abdomen, grip with your fingers, and don't forget to breathe. Stay here. When you're ready, step or jump your feet back. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to avoid lifting your right leg up behind you, or I guess both legs. Try to avoid lifting your legs up behind you if you don't need to. Usually we try to do this with intention, nice and controlled, but it's easy to just use momentum and get lazy with it. Instead, take an inhale breath to prepare. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb and rise up, warrior one. Inhale, reach your arms up. On your exhale, turn your right toes in. Like wide leg fold, but bend your left knee. Put your right hand down, left arm up. We're gonna call this twisted side lunge. So take a moment to get into position. Like wide leg fold, but your left knee is bent. You're twisting towards the back of your mat. Right hand down, left arm up, but all 10 toes are pointing to the long edge of your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, Skandasana to the front of your mat. Now you're sinking into your right hip. Flex your left toes. Best modification is to lift your right heel up. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Externally rotate your left thigh for 3, 2, pivot to the front of your mat. Use your hands. Roll onto your left toes. Inhale, reach both arms up to a high lunge position. Straighten out your left leg. Feel strong and sturdy. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Look down at your right big toe. Keep your arms back or bring your hands to heart center as you drive your left knee to your right calf, Shiva squat. Hug your left heel up towards your butt. Look down at your mat and open up half moon. Right hand down, mat or block. Pull your ribs in. Gaze down easier, gaze up harder. Squeeze your glute muscles together to open up your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee and take a big step back. We'll meet in a warrior two. Knit your ribs in, tuck your tailbone a bit. Relax your shoulders. One breath, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm up. On your exhale, windmill your hands to the front of your mat and step back, Vinyasa. Grab a downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath, prepare. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Reach your arms up. Sink a little more into your left leg. Take an inhale. On your exhale, turn to your right. Bend your right knee. Put your left hand down and twist. Shoulders stacked. You're facing the back of the room, the back of your space, wherever you are. Feel a nice stretch on your left inner thigh. Inhale. And exhale, sink it to the front, Skandasana. Now you flip your right toes to point up. Lift the left heel if you need to. Hands heart center. Bump your hips a little to the right for 3, 2. Pivot to the front of your mat. 1. Use your hands. Roll onto your right toes and reach your arms up. High lunge, crescent warrior. Straighten out your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, take your arms back. Look down at your mat. Keep your arms there or bring your hands to your heart center, Shiva squat. Make it as fluid as possible. Right knee to your left calf. Load the weight in your left leg and open it up, half moon pose. Imagine you're in between 2 walls or 2 panes of glass. Flex your right foot, make it active, and then take a generous but gentle step back to warrior two. On your inhale breath, reverse. On your exhale breath, windmill your hands down and step back, Chaturanga. Meet in downward facing dog. We'll move through that 1 breath per movement. I'll guide you through at the pace of my breath, but yours might be different, so take that into account. Inhales, exhales through your nose. Let's take an inhale, prepare. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up. Exhale, twisting side lunge at the back. Left arm stretches up. Inhale. Exhale to the front, Skandasana. Pivot to the front, runner's lunge. On your inhale, reach both arms up, inhale. Exhale, take your arms back, shift forward, Shiva squat. That's all one breath. Inhale, open up, half moon. Exhale, take a gentle, big step back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, breath, prepare. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, side lunge, twist to the back. Take another inhale here. Exhale, skandasana. Pivot to the front and rise up, runner. High lunge. Sweep your arms back, one fluid movement. Take your right knee to your left calf, Shiva squat. Inhale, open up, half moon. Find balance and take a step back, warrior two. Take a moment to settle in. Inhale, breath, reverse. Exhale, breath, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back, chaturanga. I'll guide you through our flow one more time, just by saying the pose names. Use your breath as a tool to set the rhythm of your sequence. Take an inhale. Exhale, step. Warrior one. Side lunge twist to the back. Skandasana, front. Pivot, runner. High lunge, arms up. Arms back and Shiva squat, sit low. In, half moon. Step it back, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Vinyasa. Left side, prepare. Step forward, left foot. Warrior one. Side lunge twist to the back. Skandasana, front. Pivot, runner. Arms up, crescent. Arms back, Shiva squat. Half moon. Step back, warrior two. Reverse. Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Drop down to your forearms, dolphin pose. Forearms on the mat, hips stay up nice and high. Make space for your head to hang and look back at your feet. Bend the knees a bit if you need to. Just like down dog, think about getting your hips, your tailbone up nice and high. Keep pressing through the forearms. Feel some length through your shoulders, your lats working for you. 3, 2. Drop down to your knees. 1, camel pose. Hands to your low back. Nudge your hips forward. Move your tailbone down a little bit and inhale, pick your back ribs up. Exhale, lean back. Stay here or reach for your heels if you have the space. Keep sending your hips forward. Drop your head back if that feels okay. Breathe. Last 2. And 1. Hands to your waist. Bring yourself up. And then round your back, cat pose. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Hopefully feeling nice and open through your inner thighs. We're going to work into a kind of challenging pose. It's not even, I don't think, a real yoga pose. It's kind of been made up. It's called soldier pose. It's very challenging. It's on the cover of this template. So if you're curious about it, you can look on the cover of this video, or you can, I'm sure, Google it. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift the right leg up behind us. Bend the knee, stack the hip open. So you feel nice open hips. And then exhale, step your right foot forward towards your right thumb. Spin your left heel down and walk your hands 45 degrees to the left, again in that down dog lunge. Now this time, stay here or make a bind with the right arm underneath the right leg. Left arm goes behind your back. Now sometimes, like if we're in side angle, we try to spiral the chest up. I want you to keep looking down at the mat and square your shoulders towards the mat. So you really have to feel like you're using your leg strength to stay down low and not tip over. Hold here, breathe for 3, 2. Whether you've got the bind or not, turn your right toes in, wide leg fold. If you've got the bind, you're twisting and looking at the wall or the space that's at the back of your mat. If not, your hands are on the mat and you're taking a regular prasarita or big toe. Release the bind if you've still got it. Skandasana at the back of the mat. Bend your left knee and do anything you'd like with your arms here. Sometimes it feels nice to open your arms or take right peace sign fingers to the big toe. Maybe hands heart, or what you've been doing the entire time is working just fine and you're enjoying it. We'll stay there. Feel your right thigh externally rotate. But as you point your toes up, it's like your inner thigh goes up and your outer thigh goes down. Spring yourself forward to the front of your mat for runner's lunge twist. Put your left hand down and reach your right arm up. Stack your shoulders. And then reach your right arm towards the front of your space. Keep spiraling your chest up and looking up at the ceiling or the sky, whatever is above you. Press the back of your left knee up. Drop your left knee to the mat and reach both arms up. Both hands down inside your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the right. So kind of like a lizard pose, but you've got your left knee on the mat. I want you to tuck your left toes for lizard pose and spin your left heel down. Now, you're going to wrap your right arm underneath your right leg like we did in that half wrap full bind before. But this time, put your right hand outside your right foot with the fingertips pointing forward. So you kind of have your right leg on like a backpack. Now I want you to shorten this stance by stepping your left foot up. Bump your left hand forward. So your left arm is going to be straight. I like to tense the fingers and put the left hand about a foot diagonal, so maybe around the corner of your mat. Now you're going to shift the weight into your right leg. As you lift your left leg up, you'll be bending the knee. You want to hug your heel towards your seat. Now, once you get here, your right hand lifts up off the mat, grabs the inside of your left foot, work to straighten into your right leg, and kick your left knee up towards the sky. Now you are upside down, so your perspective is a little bit flipped and skewed. Press into those left fingertips. Try to turn your torso open and feel a nice big stretch through that left side for 3, 2. Same way to get out. Start to bend into your right knee. Release the grip on your left foot. Take a big step back with your left foot. Walk your left hand in. Unwrap your right arm from under your leg. Let's meet in a half split. Drop your left knee to the mat and straighten into your right leg. It's a really big pose for a pose that might not even be real. We're going to meet in a half split. If by all means you prefer full split, feel free to go for it. I just want to get some pressure off of this right leg. Let's take our next pose, pigeon pose. Move your right foot over towards the left side of the mat. Bring your shin down and wiggle your left leg back. This should feel pretty nice after all of that. Come down to your forearms, blocks, whatever you like to use. Might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Try to lean into that instead of avoiding it. All right, my friends, slowly start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Roll onto your right hip. Swing your left leg around for Janu Shirshasana. Put the bottom of your right foot at your left inner thigh. Left leg extends forward. Reach your arms up, inhale, and fold over your left leg, exhale. Grab your foot, ankle, or shin. Feel your sternum go forward and shoulders back. Always feel free to put a little bend into your knee in any sort of fold, this included. And walk your hands back up towards you. Let's go ahead and bend the left knee, cross the left shin in front of the right, pull your feet back, put your hands in front of you, step or jump back, chaturanga. We'll meet in a downward facing dog and do this all on the left side. So now you can see it from a different side if you prefer to see it, and then try it yourself. Lift your left leg up, bend your knee, feel your hips open, should feel nice. And step your left foot forward towards your left thumb. Spin your right heel down and walk your hands 45 degrees to the right again for your down dog lunge. Except this time, I want you to take your left arm underneath your left leg. Maybe you stay here, or full bind, right arm behind the back. You can always use a towel or a shirt if you can't quite reach your fingers or your wrist. If you can easily reach, it's your left hand grabbing your right wrist. Look back at your right heel. Squeeze your legs. Now, if you've got the bind, keep it. We're all going to turn the left toes in for wide leg fold. Maybe turning to face towards the back of the room if you've got the bind. Otherwise, you can do anything else you'd like with your hands. Walk them back underneath you. Bind your hands for 3, 2. Release the bind if you've still got it. 1. Skandasana at the back of the mat to stretch the left inner thigh. So I want you to feel this nice external rotation through your leg. You'll feel a nice opening through the left inner thigh. If you feel too much in the hamstring, back off. You can always lift your heel up. Wherever you need to go to feel that sensation, we'll be there for 3, 2. Use your hands, walk it towards the front of your mat, runner's lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Stack your shoulders, expand your chest. Press the back of your right knee up and then reach your left arm forward, bicep by your ear. Feel that length in the left side and then drop your right knee to the mat. Reach both arms up, little back bend. Let's go ahead and put both hands down inside your left foot. Wiggle your left foot out to the left. So putting your hands down like a lizard pose, and then we are going to tuck the toes into a lizard pose. Spin your back heel down. Wrap your left arm underneath your left leg, but your left fingers will be pointing forward. So you're kind of in like a runner's lunge, but this left leg is wrapped over you like a backpack. Now, from here, I'd like you to shorten your stance. Step your right foot up. Bump your right hand forward a bit, off the mat maybe, or towards the corner of the mat. Once you get here, you're going to start to shift the weight into your left leg. Your right toes will lift up off the mat. Your left hand will grab the inside of your right foot. Pull your heel towards your butt. Your toes are actually kind of going to be pointing down towards the mat as your right knee points up. Look at the back of your mat or whatever is behind your mat for 3. Press your right fingers into the mat. 2. Lift your right knee up towards the ceiling. 1. Same way you got in, start to bend into your left knee. Release the grip, put your left hand down. Step your right foot back. Walk your right hand towards you. Unwind your left arm, and then step your right foot back all the way. Drop your right knee to the mat. We'll meet in a half or full split, straightening into the left leg. Whew. Nice job. It's a big pose. There's a lot of steps. And if you just see a picture of the pose, it can be very confusing. You almost have no way to wrap your head around getting into it. Pigeon pose when you're ready. Take your left shin across your mat. and lower yourself down onto your forearms or palms. Relax your palms, your forearms, the space between your eyebrows. Where else might you be holding some tension? Two more breaths. Slowly start to walk your hands back under your shoulders, roll onto your left hip, swing your right leg around. So right leg extended forward, bottom of the left foot to your inner thigh. Reach both arms up, inhale. Fold over your right leg, exhale. Again, feel free to bend the knee. Try to make this active. Press your left foot into your right leg into your left foot for 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back towards you. Now let's go ahead and extend the left leg to meet the right leg. Kind of popcorn out the legs. Give them a little bit of a shake. Some love, movement. Wiggle into your sitting bones. We'll take a Paschimottanasana. Bend the knees a bit. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Fold over your legs. Try to bend the knees before you round your spine. Think sternum forward, shoulders back. Pull your belly button in towards your tailbone, and you'll notice you might fold a little bit more. As you engage the front of the body, you can lengthen the backside. I talk about this in most of my classes, how the poses are a balance of effort and ease. So you have to engage a certain part of your body to feel a stretch in the other part. Walk your hands back towards you, bend your knees and put your feet on the mat. Imagine your feet are glued to the mat. Stretch your arms forward as slowly as you can. Roll yourself back 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep your arms stretched forward as a counterbalance. 1 vertebrae at a time. You're coming down onto your back and eventually sending your arms overhead, stretching your legs forward, big inhale. And exhale, hug your knees in. Let's go knees to armpits, happy baby. That'll feel really nice after this class. Grab your feet, ankles, or backs of your hamstrings. Now, if you're feeling pretty open, which you very well might be, you're welcome to straighten 1 leg at a time. It's a nice big stretch through the inner thigh, the hamstring. Otherwise, stay exactly where you are. Gentle tuck of your chin. Try to pull your tailbone back down towards the mat. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release that. Cross your legs right over left. We're going to twist both ways, but first, I want you to put your left foot on the mat. So left foot on the mat, right leg's on top. I want you to bring your knees to the right first, kind of a funky twist, and look off to the left. You might not go super far, but you kind of get this nice stretch through the lower back. And then I want you to bring your knees through center. Keep them crossed this way and drop the knees over to the left. This feels a bit more natural. Look off to the right. Come back to that 100% lung capacity, getting fresh oxygen and nutrients into all of your muscles and joints, keeping your body healthy and functioning. One more breath. Slowly unwind onto your back and then uncross your legs. Take your left leg over your right and put your right foot on the mat. Start with that funky twist. Bring your knees over to the left and look to the right. You kind of feel it in some different muscles, like the outside of the hip, the glute maybe. And bring your legs up through center. Now take the knees over to the right and look to the left. This should feel a bit more natural. Slowly start to bring your legs back up through center. Unwind your legs. Hug both knees into your chest. You can extend both legs at once or one at a time. Sprawl your arms off your mat or bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. I like to walk the shoulder blades a little bit underneath. Let the chest feel open and expansive. Allow your toes to flop out, inner thighs relax. Soften your palms and forearms. Allow the muscles in your face to completely relax. No need to hold an expression. Let's take a big breath in. Feel your chest, diaphragm, belly all lift up and expand. Open your mouth and sigh. If your mind starts to wander, it might be because there's less to focus on. Your mind usually wants to grasp on to what's most difficult or painful or challenging. When you're moving and breathing, trying something different, new poses, your body feels, or your mind isn't distracted. It has something to focus on. You feel like you're in that state of flow. Right now, it can be the hardest part of class when the mind starts to bounce around again, looking for something to do and focus on. Find your breath. Focus on that and pretend it's the most interesting thing you could think about right now. I always encourage you to stay for at least 10 long breaths. Take rest and enjoy. Slowly, without even moving your body, just bring some awareness back. Notice what you can feel without moving your body. The pressure of the mat, the temperature. And then when you start to wiggle your fingers and toes, it's like an overwhelming sense of energy coursing through your veins, bringing that fresh life into your fingers, toes, and everywhere in between. Stretch your arms over your head. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to one side, fetal position. Find and enjoy a moment of stillness before you make your way up to a comfortable seat with your shoulders relaxed. Sitting up nice and tall, eyes closed or soft downward gaze. Take a moment to notice your breathing. It feels a little bit fuller, more expansive, more aware. Maybe you're getting more oxygen into those small parts of the body. This allows your body to function easier, your brain to function easier. So if at any point throughout your day you notice your breath has returned to its choppy, shallow condition, you can just try to make it the same length and depth that it is right now. Bring your hands to your heart center and press your thumbs into your sternum. Let's take a big breath in and exhale. Bow your head towards your heart. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you for sharing your energy and for following along. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today and being up for the challenge. If you have any questions about this pose or anything else, yoga related or not, please feel free to let me know, especially in the comments. I reply to, I would say, almost every comment. I try to reply to every single comment that I get on my classes. If anyone is interested, I am leading an international yoga retreat this July to Costa Rica, to Playa Grande, Costa Rica. It is the last kind of week of July, second to last week of July. If you are interested in it, let me know in the comments below and I can be in contact with you and get you some information if you want to come along. It would be really awesome to meet some of you in person when I only know you virtually. So yeah, that's about it. Hit the like, subscribe button. Let me know if you have any questions. Namaste.